finish the mission, you're all that remains. Bomb defused.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is TJ here again, bringing you another gameplay slash commentary. This is just actually a public match, actually, really surprisingly. This was originally going to be set up for a dual con with one of my in real life friends, but decided to hold off on that one until he gets his YouTube started. And yeah, once he gets his YouTube started, I'll link his channel somewhere in the description. Anyways, about the gameplay, this is actually the very first time I put on a swarm and dogs, like actually high kill streaks that I actually wanted to try and get. In the first game I put it on, I actually ended up getting it. So, let you enjoy that. And today's topic was going to be actually about the second part of why I think Ghost is bad. But I decided to leave that for another day because there's just been so much happening with competitive COD and the whole PAX event that just happened, and all the roster changes that implied after it. So I thought I'd kind of give my kind of 2 cents about it, like what I think about it. So where to start? Alright, so this was Season 1 League playoffs, and MLG was just started this first season of League. And basically what it is a certain set group of teams compete in the online league for pro points, help them with better seedings, and have little prize money and like little tournaments like 2Ks and 5Ks. And yeah, there's about 6 teams that qualify. Yeah, there's 6 teams that qualified for PAX. And the main, like, is all the main organizations that got into it. So there's a Faze group in there, just one at this time. There's Faze, Optic, I believe, was actually in there. Complexity, Strictly Business. I forget the rest of them. I didn't pay a whole lot on NB, obviously. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but I didn't really pay attention to the whole 2K and 5K. I just normally watch like the actual like LAN events, because online and LAN is completely 2 different things. And if you ever competed like in the LAN event, like I used to compete in Halo 2 LAN events, just like small ones, like just like local LANs. I never went to like any like big national thing because like it's too hard and to go to events in Canada. But anyways, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, so you know there's a big difference between LAN and online. I just find online like just not as intense as LAN events. I find LAN events everyone actually like really tries, because like you're trying to prove something and not trying to prove that like you have better internet than them. You're trying to prove that you actually have better teamwork, better gun skill. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the PAX teams that qualified. So the main teams were Strictly Business, Complexity. Optic Gaming didn't play in the playoffs at PAX. They had a few casters like Claystar and Nadeshot were casters. But the teams that were, there was Curse LV, there's Strictly Business, Complexity, Envy, Faze, and I forget the other one if I'm missing one. Yeah, that's pretty much it for those. Yeah, so the seeding was Faze was actually first in the online league, so they got a bye in the first round, and Complexity got a bye because they were second in the online league. So overall tournament, it just didn't seem like an actual real event, kind of like the US Champs. It wasn't like a full-on event, but I mean, US Champs like obviously was an event. It was an event inside of an event. Yeah, it just didn't seem like it was super smooth like the rest of them. Like only 6 teams, you can only have so much, and the timing on the streams were just really weird. So yeah, Complexity ended up taking that one, obviously, because in League you had locked in rosters for a certain amount of time. So you weren't allowed to make roster changes just before PAX and play with like a certain roster that you wanted to. You had to play with the roster, at least certain people from your beginning roster that you signed up with. So Strictly Business basically broke up, and some of them went to Faze, some of them went to TK, like Dito. They broke up, but they had to play together as Strictly Business, because that was their spot in the online league. They were known as for Strictly Business, so they had to play. So yeah, a lot of teams didn't play really well because they knew they're already leaving because they weren't even playing with their original teams. So it wasn't like an actual like really try hard event. In Complexity, obviously, we're gonna slap everyone. They won 6-2 overall and map count over Strictly Business because it's a continuation series. So Complexity is still on that roll, but it's 7 tournaments now because you can't really count U.S. championships because there's no prize money and it's just all about seeding. It's basically a placement for a tournament. Yeah, so Complexity is still on that roll. Alright, so for the roster changes that went down yesterday, because I believe it was today was the final day that you could change your rosters, like make roster changes just before Season 2 of League started. So Season 2 is going to start, I think the 5K is going to be this weekend, I think it's a 5K, and with all the new teams. And a couple days ago, Faze announced that they would be adding another team. So there would be Faze Black and Faze Red. And some of the Strictly Business, like Censor and Saints, went to Faze Black, and Censor's captain of Faze Black now. And JCap and all them still on Faze Red with replays in Classic, I believe. Yep, so they announced that a few days ago. Now, last night is where the big drama kind of opened up. Optic announced their second team, which went back to Optic Gaming and Optic Nation. Now, this team used to be together in Black Ops 1 originally, but then they disbanded it in Modern Warfare 3 because there was really no point of it because Modern Warfare 3 wasn't picked up by the circuit. So they disbanded that and they didn't bother with Black Ops 2 because they didn't feel like the scene wasn't as big enough, and Hex didn't feel like he wanted to expand his team like any further, just wanted the one team. So yeah, they announced Optic Nation, and Embos is going to be the captain of that. So it's going to be Embos, and I believe Killa and Miracles from Justice is going to be moving over there. And I don't think they have a fourth yet. And taking Embos' spot on Optic is Optic Gaming, that is going to be Proofy. He moved from Faze. Now, Parasite, a lot of people give him a lot of heat for this, but at the end of the day, you can't really blame him. He left Curse LV to go to Faze because they knew Proofy was leaving. So he was going to go to Faze. He was already basically, quote unquote, on a plane to go to the Faze house to start training with them. But as soon as he joined, 2 hours later, he found out that Rambo was going to be dropped as a player, but he's going to be moving to coach or whatever you want to call it now. So he says on Twitter, he always wanted to be part of Envy, so he thought it was a better deal for him to go with part of Envy. And I can't really blame him. I think Envy is more of a competitive scene than Faze is. Faze hasn't really proven themselves too highly as a competitive team. They're mostly just a sniping clan, which was what they've always been known for, really. So, yeah, now it's going to be Study, Merc, Nameless, and Parasite on Team Envy, and Rambo's coach. I believe that'll be a pretty good squad, actually. I think they'll do really well together. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it for Parasite. A lot of people gave him heat, like calling him like a snake and everything. But at the end of the day, I can't really blame him because, well, if you have a chance to go to a team like that, can't really blame him. I mean, it's a great opportunity that he gets a chance with an organization like that loves esports. And, yeah, they may mesh well together because Nameless and him already previously teamed on Unite at one point. So maybe the teamwork and chemistry may help out. And Rambo Smart's his coach. They may get a win sometime. This is going to be a little bit longer of a gameplay commentary because I want to get into what I think possibly the teams may do in the future, but now they're all main. As for this gameplay in the background, this was against a full team, actually. I think they were like Platinum 34 at this point, and I was only Master like 10 or 11. And I ended up going 19-0 at the beginning. I think it was 17 kills with my weapon, so I was decently close to a nuclear. And yeah, we beat them pretty bad. They weren't like the best, and I ended up getting 41 kills at the end. That's pretty much it for the gameplay. Yeah, so for the new teams, I think the team that'll probably work best. Actually, alright, Envy may work the best as for chemistry, because a lot of people think Optic is going to be a new powerhouse, but I think it was probably better with Embos on the main Optic gaming line. If they would have put Proofy on the Optic Nation team, I think that would have meshed better because Proofy is a Slayer, and so is Scump, and Clayster is also a Slayer. So it's pretty much just Nadeshot doing the objective work, and I don't know if that's going to mesh really well because him and Embo's kind of shared that role at the past couple events that they were at between objectives, and I find it worked really, really well for them. Like they placed third at Champs, which was really surprising. No one thought they were going to be doing that. But with Embo's, it was a clearly good pickup, and I don't know why they would drop him for another Slayer because they already have Scump, and he's one of the best Slayers in the game. I don't know. It may work. It may not. That's for that one. As for Faze, Faze Black, as of right now, I know is Censor, Saints, Formal, and I believe they just picked up Dito as well. So that'll be pretty much just strictly business, just with Formal. That team may mesh well together also, but who knows with that one. They may just keep fighting like they used to. You never know with that team. Censor and his freaking cockiness, thinking like he's... yeah, he just... it blows my mind that he thought, like, since he won US Champs, even though it was worth nothing, that, like, he thought he was better than Complexity, that his team was better, even though they got beat at both events that actually kind of count for something. But, yeah, Faze Black may work, may not. That's kind of a hit and miss. What's another team? Strictly Business picked up a few new players, like, I know Spacey's on there, and I forget who else is on there. That team may need some work. Who else? The Optic Nation, yeah, again, would be Embos, Killa, Miracles, and I think they still need a fourth, so that team could work, could not, because Killa and Miracles, they've been teaming together since Black Ops 2, and who knows, they may stick it well together. So the best team overall, I think, that benefited from this probably would be Envy, because they dropped Rambo to go in the coaching position, which I think Rambo would be amazing in the coaching position because he's probably the smartest player in the game. He knows it so well, and he kind of guides study like the youngest person on Envy towards like what it is to be like a really good pro player. So I think that team will probably work overall, but the Optic Gaming, if they can kind of figure out if Clayster, I know it'll sound weird, but if Clayster can kind of help Nadeshot as his support objective role, I think that team could work really well. I mean, they would have Proofy and JCap slaying, which is Proofy and Scump slaying, which would be really, really good. I think they would mesh well, pretty good together anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the gameplay and commentary. Yeah, I think the competition may get a little better as the season goes on. Future events, I think UGC is coming up, and then MLG Anaheim in June, I believe. So yeah, I think the competition will be a little better. Complexity won't be completely steamrolling over everyone like they have been. I still think Complexity is by far the best team. Like, they're kind of on another level, but I think this may give them a little bit more competition. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the gameplay and commentary. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see any more of my previous videos, I'll link them somewhere up in the top. And if you want to subscribe to me, I'll be posting almost daily commentaries and gameplays. Next one probably will be part 2 of why I think Ghost is bad, and then after that, I may go into why I think Halo 4 is bad. I said I wanted to do that, and I think I'll end up doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to subscribe to me, feel free to do that. And yeah, that's about it for me. Alright, thanks guys, have a good day. Bye.